Good morning, YouTube, from Robert Firestone, the Flower State, West Virginia. 9:54 a.m. 10/23/2020. Okay, watched the debates last night. There was a few times there that Trump actually got a good uppercut on old Joe Head. Pointed out a few things for people that's just plain out stupid about voting for someone like Joe. Okay. I'm getting tired of using the Republican, Democrat, the red and the blue, because if you look around and you open your eyes to things, you'll see how um, the yin and the yang, the two-party system, all these little bullshit things has been put in front of us in our little fantasy world that we're living. It's always a way for them to divide us, the races in our country. And it don't matter how they use it, who they kill, what they do, who they run over. Main thing is the bottom line is we're just a number that puts money and welfare and a steak dinner on their fucking table every day. It's all the fuck we are. Okay, some CEO last night, right before the debates, puts out the evidence that Washington Post needed to back up their story, which their story is credible. You got a Hunter Biden laptop. Okay, this is how retarded they want us to be. Okay, and I can't believe it. It probably at one time we was this fucking retarded. Okay, Russian disinformation. Russia did it. Okay, Russia went by Hunter's house. Okay, got his laptop, took it to a repair shop, forged his name, Hunter's name, so Hunter could go pick it up later. Are we going to keep being this retarded? Okay, they're expecting us to believe this bullshit. Here again, boy. The Russian bear is all over this with his ding-a-ling, just rubbing everything. Uh, and the actual real enemy in all of this, okay, is the insiders in D.C. There's our enemy, people. Okay, China's a threat. Russia's a threat. Iran's a threat. Okay. Um, for us to keep running around believing this bullshit it's just fucked up. The CEO that came out last night before the debate has proof evidence carrying. He's got 3 cell phones with all the documentation showing all this. But somehow or another, they allowed Biden to debate Trump last night. Like I said, I said it before. I mean, me or you, less than 4 days. Some of these people, 40, 50, 60 fucking years of just straight up being criminals with $1,000 smile, $10,000 suit, and $100,000 rag hanging on their fucking wall. Okay. I wish to God our president would quit being so presidential. If this were me or you, okay, our emotions for somebody, does anybody like being lied to first? 2 is, does anybody out here like being set up to go to prison or be thrown out of an office or taken your property away from? Does anybody like that? Okay. They wanted to keep asking him stupid ass questions. 3.5 years. Okay. This man's been under investigation. the best minds of the law hasn't found jack shit. So why do we keep listening to this? How do we stop this? Can we? I don't think we can. This is an opinion just like an asshole. Everybody's got one. There's so much corruption from the bottom to the top and multiple generations of the bullshit. Take the FBI, for instance. The only way me personally could see ever straightening out that three-letter agency is you bring in a maybe a retired general, 4-star, and you have to do some serious digging on this motherfucker, see who he's connected to first. Fire everybody in the motherfucking FBI that's got any kind of fucking title. Start back there first. Start putting the recruits in on the lower levels as they're going through their training. The ones that look like they're going to make it. And if they don't make it, get rid of them and find somebody else. Okay? This is another fucking business. The FBI. It's run like a fucking business. I tried to say this 10 years ago about our government, and you wouldn't believe the idiots. Well, there's people involved. Well, you got to have fucking people to have a business, don't you? You got money coming in, you got money going out. Okay? The end result on all this, I don't know if Trump's going to be able to do what he set out to do. You got all this corruption. You got all this proof coming out here to us. Like it's proof to us, okay, makes a fuck it all because we're not the ones that has to arrest these little punk bitches, okay? We're not the ones that's got to prosecute these little fucking fags and homosexuals and child molesters and everything known, the dredges of society, okay? They run around for years and they was busting these young 20-somethings, blacks, whites, Mexicans. They was a war on fucking drugs. At the same time, the same son of a bitches that was running around busting all these people, putting them in jail, making money that way because they was privatizing them. And I know damn well they was doing it because I went to jail in San Diego for trolley fucking hopping. $200 a day is what they got, whether that bunk was full or empty. Okay? They would rather have it full. At least they felt like that the money was being well spent. Okay. Con number one with the war on drugs. Okay. Con number two is SOBs like me. Okay. And other people out here running up and down the street that was selling dope. They did not have the fucking resources to be bringing in hundreds of tons of fucking drugs daily. But somehow or another, magically, they made us believe that we was the one doing it. No, it was the same motherfuckers that was running out there arresting them. Okay? People go, well, no, that was the cops and blah, 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 blah. Every corner, crack, and fucking crevice in this world right now is showing itself to be fucking criminal or criminal-minded or attached to some kind of criminal organization. Do y'all not see? We're out here trying to live a fucking life that was spoon-fed to us. The American dream. Yeah, the only time it works is when you're asleep. That was a quote from Carlin. This has just done got stupid. Okay? I've said it before. And I know I'm just sitting here babbling. But I don't think none of this is going to do no good. If this to be the case, Schiff got brought up into this bullshit too. that big ass dumbass, okay, that my understanding killed a young person in a hotel in California. Got away with it. All these crimes they're getting away with because they're the ones that's making the fucking rules, regulations, and the so-called laws. But they got to fill the prisons up with motherfuckers like us. Do y'all not see what's going on? Go see for yourself. Go look up any federal penitentiary. You might find one big name out of 10,000 inmates. And the rest of them's not going to make a damn to you or whatever because you have no idea who the fuck they are. Gitmo supposedly got ready, sent more troops there. Okay, I'm sorry. The cloning situation for me is bullshit. Okay, they're not sitting in fucking Gitmo. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I know they can fantasily uh, make a videotape or do what I'm doing now and allow this fucking retarded individual to make a video or a tweet to make it look like they're still out here in the general public. But prove me wrong. Prove to me that they're not still walking among us, the living. They should be dead. They should have done been put in a fucking grave. And a nice little presentation from a camera put out on Twitter, Facebook, and the rest of it to show everybody they're dead. Osama bin Laden, Obama, hid the motherfuckers. Joe Biden's son's laptop, 17 months with the fucking FBI. And somehow or another, we're supposed to trust the plan. What's the plan? See how much of a mountain of evidence y'all can rake the fuck up and do nothing about? Because apparently this is what the fuck's going on. I'm not bitching. It's there's so much information. Okay? The only way, and y'all gotta agree with this. If you don't, something's wrong with y'all upstairs. The only way information works, okay, if suckers like me and y'all buy into it, okay, if it bounces off our fucking head and never sinks in, or we never speak of it, okay, especially information that's real now. We're sitting here, like I said, we're buying into some things here. Like I said, my gut just does not. It just keeps telling me that I'm seeing, hearing, but my gut tells me that the hearing, and the seeing, I'm being lied to because them two senses is what makes this thing up here say yes or no to this. But this down here keeps forcing it back up my throat, saying no, there's something missing because you got all this proof and evidence, a mountain of proof and fucking evidence on these motherfuckers. Every one of them. Nadler, Nancy Pelosi, Schiff, uh, what's that other god awful idiot's name that was talking to his chair? Him. 99% of the Democratic Party and probably a good 10-15% of the rhinos. Okay? And there's nobody going to jail. Don't tell me they're in Gitmo. If y'all want to holler, oh, they're in Gitmo, it's done been taken care of. Prove it to me, please. I'm one of y'all. I'm not one of them. I'm one sitting out here on the edge of existence, wondering and rejoicing at the same time, like a kid on Christmas. This is, I just, blows me away. All this bullshit, all this evidence. Y'all needed to find a chink in the armor of DC's swamp? Really? And it took almost 4 years to get there with a crackhead or meth head or whatever the fuck they want to call him. He's also a child molester. Then you got Big Joe running around grooming his fucking granddaughter right in front of everybody. I could see if this was 50, 60, 100 years ago and you had families that was living so far back out in the sticks they barely seen daylight every day, doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing with each other and their family members, nobody would have never heard about it. Maybe a few people in the community, maybe. These motherfuckers are on the news every fucking day and been there for 40 and 50 fucking years. And like I said, if they haven't figured out who the puppet masters is by now, that ain't saying much for their fucking education in law. We got dumbasses like me that can put two and two together pretty damn fast, okay? At least head in that direction to find out if you're right or you're wrong. Y'all not doing nothing. How is this going to happen for the next 4 years? Okay, the intermediate plan is with Trump and financial world, okay? And I kind of suspected this about 2 years ago between the Q forum and a few things that Trump had said. Trump had to go running around and making deals with people in the world, okay? He had to involve them in such a way to where they wasn't an outsider being a partner, they was an inside being partner, okay, with the financial world. He had to make it fair all across the board, okay? For him to do so, Putin was the first one, got rid of his central banks and him took it back over for Russia for his people, okay? And hired the right people to run the fucking banks, okay? Xi, he's playing both sides of the fucking coin right now, and it depends on what side of the bed he gets up on, which way he goes, seeing it, okay? He's playing they say, a masterful game, okay, because of his country, okay? Then you got Modi, the guy in India. There was shitloads of gold just found there about a year ago, okay? Uh, we're to believe, okay, the only way that you are going to stop a big majority of this, okay, is you deflate their wallets. You take their money away from them, it takes their power away from them. Okay, if this to be the case, I believe there's a foundation, I hope, big enough and strong enough to prop up the United States. But Trump needs to flip that fucking switch on every one of these son of bitches and take their money away from them. Okay? All the evidence in the world stacks. There's got to be a room somewhere there in the FBI and the NSA that people dread going into because they're probably, when they're walking in there, having to take the door and push back the fucking files. Okay? That these people, one way or another, corruption or something they're into. Then we got people reporting on the underground dumbs. Okay? I can't doubt that them things don't exist because I've been in a few underground situations in Roanoke, Virginia. Wasn't supposed to be there, but I went in there as a younger man and hung out, went down there, smoked a few joints, and drank a few beers. And these tunnels run all over the fucking place under Roanoke. There was places bricked up that you couldn't get to, and other people had explained what was behind them. There was old railroad stations and all kinds of shit. Okay, some of these places, my understanding, are thousands and thousands of years old. Okay, we've been lied to about our history. They've been lied to about our religion, about everything possible in the four hidden dynasties. They all connect together, and every one of them has been some kind of falsehood fed to us from cradle to grave. Multi-generational. Excuse my tongue don't work because my two teeth missing. Multi-generational. Okay, slowed down, it worked. But anyway, all this stuff's been a lie. So now, being these people wrote this story, and we're supposedly living in a movie watching it play out, how many times in our history has it played out? We've got insiders in our government that's committed assassinations against our own presidents. They never seen a day in jail. We've got people manipulating our financial world. Nobody's in jail. We got people running around raping little children, infants up, draining them of their blood, cutting them up as their body parts. All this horrific shit's going on, and there's got to be stacks and stacks of evidence, but nobody's going to jail. They're not in Gitmo. I'm sorry, y'all. There might be a few here and there low-level idiots, okay? Who gives a fuck about Hillary Clinton? Who gives a fuck about Bill Clinton? I don't give a fuck who they are, Joe Biden or the rest of them. It's supposed to be we the people. They keep using this term all the fucking time. What's right? What's wrong? Okay. Well, I'm one of the we the fucking people. I'm saying that you all need to get up off your fucking sorry ass asses and do something. Because it ain't getting nowhere. Okay? Trump's going to get another 4 years. I know this. I feel it in my gut. He's going to get another 4 years. Unless somehow or another they get to him and blow his fucking head off. And I don't think that's going to happen either because there's been some prophecy by several different prophesiers saying that Trump will run and pull 2 terms. Now, the greater question for all of us, what after Trump is next? The who, the what, the where. Okay? He's not hired back 300,000 people, okay? For the end of the year, probably be close to about 500,000 people in our government, okay? This is how big and inflated our government had done got, okay? It ain't all Obama. Started way before him. It's like that little group of fucking panty waist pieces of shit. Another bunch of them running around with $1,000 smile, $10,000 suit, $100,000 rag hanging on the wall, known as the SES. They don't need to be there either. They're the ones that tell these cocksuckers, yeah, you can have the money. No, you can't have the money. Why do you need the money? And 99% of the time, at the whole time they're questioning these people and asking them why they need this, that, and the other, they have their hand out behind their back saying, well, you know, cut me off a percentage here, buddy, and we'll make it happen. When did our world turn into a big, giant, used car lot? That's what the hell's going on here. We're getting sold out by our so-called representatives. And when it's not a representative that got voted into office, it's a bureaucrat that the representatives put in front of them so they could go ahead and get the money as it's coming through. My God, man. If we had these chances and choices just with the money, not fooling no kids, raping and robbing fucking kids and sending them all over the fucking world, eating them, drinking them, who wouldn't take them up on that deal if we could go spend 2 years in our government and walk out multimillionaires? Who would not fucking take them up on it? Other than fooling with the kids. I, that line, for me, ain't even something I won't even think about fucking crossing. Okay? It's untelling what these fuckers are doing. Okay? All this Garcia thing. Okay. If you study the EOs that Trump's put in, there's a big mass majority of them, the EOs goes along with the Garcia. Okay. These technologies, these med beds, what good is it to gain 30 years and get completely healthy and you look around and it's the same old bullshit? What good did it do? Did it just give us 30 more years just to extend our debt with these motherfuckers? It should have never happened. I've had it explained to me 50 ways to make sense. Okay? Anytime, this is another thing too, it kills me on these cigarettes, okay? I'm paying this kind of money for a cigarette that's killing me, okay? And it should be no more than $1 a pack, okay? But they figured out ways to add all this bullshit to a cigarette when it comes to money. If you make prototype, okay, telephone, say that's a new iPhone 12, okay? The platform is made up of an iPhone 9 or 10. Then they added a little bell or whistle to it to make you think that you've got something new, innovative, so you got to give $1,200 for it. But think how long Apple's been in business making phones. Okay? We're talking hundreds of thousands of these motherfuckers, millions. Okay? As soon as they started figuring out, okay, computers need updates. Well, phones do too. That's a lie in itself. People can say whatever the fuck they want to say. When this all comes out, and it will, I've heard the bits and pieces of it for myself, and hear my gut put it together for me here. Okay, 99% of what you're carrying around, paying all this money for, is some product that was designed and made back 3 or 4 years ago, but they're telling you it's a new version of the old thing. So to make you go out and pay $1,200 for it, then it shouldn't be pay. You shouldn't be paying no more than a couple $100 at the most for the damn thing. Some people don't care. Most people out here is trying to just get along and go to work and have the so-called American dream. It only works when you're asleep. You go back and you do your own study, and I've tried to get people to do this for themselves, to see for themselves. Go back to 1970. Get you a piece of paper. Run your line down the middle of it. 1970s, 2020. Okay? This list start off. The needs only. Place to live, house. Okay? Car. The things that you need to motivate yourself to get up and go to work every day. A good paycheck. Okay. 1970s to 74, a house like I'm living in now. It's basically a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Okay. An acre and a sixth of land. But I bought this in the 70s. Only gave 20 grand for it now. Okay, 5 years ago. Back when it was built brand new, I could have got it for 15 grand. I'm sitting here watching these shows on YouTube of these urban explorers running around through 1950s, 60s, and 70s mansions that's been empty umpteen years, 10 years or better. These things are still valued at $6 and $12 million. Who in their fucking rightful mind would pay that kind of money for a mansion that predates the 50s, 60s, or 70s? And who had the money back then to build such things? And why was not this house handed down to the generation next? What's going on here? Thousands of fucking houses sitting out through the world. I've seen them overseas. I've seen a bunch here. You know, things don't add up. The adage is the more you make of something, okay, it's supposed to be cheaper and cheaper on the consumer. The consumer will buy more of it if it's cheaper. That's just almost a given. Now, of course, you don't need 5 sets of tires, but you would be more in tune with saying, okay, if tires was cheaper, instead of paying $600-800 for a set, they was $250 a set, and you was planning on spending $600. Okay, you go ahead and buy one. Then 6 months later, go ahead and say, well, I think I need another set of tires. Instead of once every 5 years, it would probably be 3 or 4 different times in 5 years. Anything that's made, okay, it's like I remember stories from my grandmother and my uncles and my mom going to the little store hangouts here in West Virginia, and they was able to buy a little paper sack, I don't know, about probably 12 inches tall and about 4 inches round, plumb full of candy for a penny, a nickel. Well, that same candy that was made 50 years ago, a lot of it's still being made today. So this candy, the only reason it's going up is because of this inflation rate that they put on us, okay, and the taxes and all this other bullshit, okay. But we're still sitting here playing in the same ball game, same world, same bunch of fucking corrupt son bitches, and nothing's going forward. You know, I can understand Trump's anger. Almost 4 years them fucking him in every bit of the way, digging into everything other than his underwear drawer, and I can't swear that they wasn't sneaking around looking through them, sniffing them. Nothing found on this man. Nothing. But they still want to run around hollering Russia collusion. Find nothing on him, but everybody that's around him that's been in these seats of power from 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years are connected to the fucking criminal activities all over the fucking world. And somehow or another, there's still nobody going to jail. The pedophilia thing, I've been hearing and hearing and hearing. I ain't want to look, y'all. Either I'm not looking in the right place, okay, or here again, because they say this is going on, okay, that it's actually going on, okay. You go look in every state for, say, the last year, okay. Look up pedophilia. Do your own number crunching. I've heard there's also been 1 million children rescued. Who'd they belong to? Where's their parents? They ain't none of them coming out with any kind of story about little Johnny or little Judy made it home. They didn't know where they was for the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. They ain't nobody put out any kind of stories to let somebody know that this took place. But the numbers says that there's thousands of pedophiles went to jail. I'm having a hard time. Like I said, I know everybody has been doing the best they could to reassure me, okay? But here, I can only be buffaloed for so long, okay? The only thing I can do from here on out for myself is hope for the best and look for the worst. Keep buying the silver. Make sure that my old lady's doing that. She's making sure there's plenty of groceries in the house. So if something goes wrong, we're set. Been buying ammo left and right, doing little odds and ends things, trying to prepare just in case. Okay, we got to live in that kind of world, just in case. I got these in the mail yesterday. There's 8 of them. Morgan silver dollars. 8 ounces. Okay, we've got 51 ounces now. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving on with that as long as it's lower value. Pimpy even kind of admitted, it was kind of wild, man, that he didn't, I don't think he really wanted to go there because he didn't want to speculate that silver is going to get this high, which I can understand that. It's always to have that little bit of a safety factor when you tell somebody something versus saying, yeah, it's going to get this high. You could believe it is, or you can believe it ain't. That's up to y'all. My understanding now, Pimpy did say this, the debt clock, if anybody's watching it, there's a ticker on there for gold and silver, platinum, so on and so on. Okay. These numbers, okay, silver, they've got right at $4,000 an ounce. Gold's outrageous, okay. This supposedly is the true monetary value of precious metals. They've squashed it for so long and kept putting pieces of paper over it to hold it down, okay. If anybody can afford to do it, whatever it takes, man. If you ain't spending nothing but a couple $100 a month, start buying it. Because the way it stands now, I say it does hit a four digit mark, $4,000. What I'm sitting on right now is 404,000. I think 4,000 or over 100. No, it'd be 4,000, 400,000 400,000, 4,000, I think. Okay, that's 450s, I think, if I got it right. But if my math's wrong, y'all can call me on it. But anyway, I believe that would be enough to buy me and my fiance a nice little farm back southern West Virginia, and probably do quite a bit for ourselves. Now, if we can foresee it to where we could get our stack up higher, I'd like to get it about 125 on ounces. That way, when and if it does hit, we could take out a percentage of it, have it valued at our bank. West Virginia is still one of these states that they look at gold and silver as a monetary usable currency. So I should be able to get my bank to give me a what they would consider a letter of credit and use my silver for a deposit of credit. Okay, so if something pops up, we can just have the bank cut us a damn check. They keep the silver. We pay cash for what we want. Okay, then have a chunk left over. Um, I'm going to get back into buying the quarters and the tenths because it'd be nice to walk around with a little about the size of a dime in your pocket, and that dime size silver would be worth about $250 to $500 a coin, and there's 30 per roll. So you carry several $1,000s in your pocket at anywhere you go. But they will have to make currency backed by gold and silver. So I don't think paper money is going nowhere. And I think the coin shortage is a joke. I think it's a lie. It was a sham. Um, I just feel like I feel just my gut's telling me it's a sham of some kind. Don't know what it is. Because it really makes no sense. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to get off here. I didn't mean to make it this long, but like I said, we got mountains of evidence, and there still ain't nobody in jail. Going on 4 years. And Trump's getting back into office. Now, if he gets a hold of the House and Senate, and that's looking like it's going to happen, because there's enough of us out here that got tired of the bullshit, okay? We, the people, our so called vote when it really counts, okay? This is the only time it's ever really counted for at least 3 generations of us. Because up until this point, it was a bought and sold fucking seat. And if you think I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about, y'all might want to look at the crooks and criminals right now running around just that 12 o'clock high noon looks like a bunch of buzzards flying around top of us. We've never been looked at as nobody to these people. We're shit. We're a meal ticket, but we keep doing it. Anyway, y'all, peace, respect, and like I said, if anybody out there could send me a story, something newer, uh, of some parent, okay, that got their child back that's been disappeared for 5 or 6 years, and another story backing it up showing me the pedophiles that got arrested, please send it. Because logically, if you was a parent and you lost your child and you got your child back, I just don't see how that wouldn't be important to the whole community or the world. It looked like you'd be shouting from the fucking rooftops. Then Biden last night with Trump and them fucking cages down at the border, okay? That's a joke. 99% of them kids, okay, they was brought here by illegal means and terms, not by their fucking parents. If their parents had lost their child, okay, y'all gonna tell me any mother and father out there that brought their child to a new country and they got separated, they wouldn't be out there running their fucking mouth or wanting to see their kids? How do y'all expect me to believe that? But Joe says no, it was their parents. Joe, you're so fucking retarded. Your brain stinks. It's dead. Nobody's buying your bullshit no more. And I hope to God, man, I'm predicting this and I'm hoping I'm right. I'm no prophet, don't walk on water. But I hope to God by next week, Biden is having to call off his campaign. Because somebody finally figured out, hey, I got to start doing my job or they're going to get rid of me. FBI, NSA, all these three-letter motherfucking agencies. What the fuck, man? Just wipe them out, put a damn 3 or 4 star general in there, running under a military type faction, okay, where the ins and outs work like they're supposed to, okay, and when somebody, don't matter who they are, white, black, green, yellow, rich, poor, or whatever the fuck it is, if you fuck up, you go to prison. We the people, justice for all. Peace.